Hello students, today we are going to revise certain topics of chapter number 9 that has been not revised in our previous revision videos. Talking about the chapter number 9, it is about the enhancement of food production. So in this video we are going to discuss about certain topics like plant breeding for developing disease resistance or resistance to pest, right? After that, we are going to discuss about the biofortification, single cell protein and tissue culture. So, our topic is plant breeding for developing the resistance to insect pest, right? So, our topic is about plant breeding for developing resistance to insect pest. Okay. Now, whenever there is a word resistance, what does that resistance means? We know it that it is the ability of a plant to prevent the pathogen from the attack, right? So let's say this resistance may be morphological by bringing some morphological changes. This resistance may be biochemical and this resistance may be a type of physiological change which is not preferred by the insect, right? So let's say a plant has certain characteristic which is not preferable to the insect. So talking about that, first one is hairy leaves. If I say hairy leaves is not preferable to jazids in cotton, right? Not preferred by jazids in cotton, right? As well as it is also not preferred by cereal leaf beetle. These are types of insects which are not preferring the hairy leaves in wheat. So this is the first one, right? If I say solid stem in wheat, solid stem in case of wheat is also not preferred by stem sawfly, right? So that is not preferred by stem sawfly. See, these are morphological types of resistance, right? The solid stem is not preferred by, as I said, they are not preferred by stem saw fly. Okay students, same way if I talk about the cotton, right? In case of cotton, same way if I say smooth leaved and nectarless cotton, that is also not preferred by or do not attract. You are knowing bollworms affect largely on cotton crop, so it do not attract the bollworms. So this type of plants having this morphological change is beneficial to a farmer. Same way, last one talking about high aspartic acid, low sugar and nitrogen content, right, are not preferred by maize stem borers in maize. So this was about the plant breeding for developing disease resistance. Now we will discuss about the biofortification, then single cell protein and tissue culture. Thank you. Now in this case, biofortification is the breeding of crops with improved levels of vitamins or high levels of vitamins and minerals, higher healthier proteins and healthier fats. So this is breeding crops for improved mineral and vitamin content, then as well as higher protein and healthier fats. So students, what are the basic aims or whenever there is a plant breeding? First of all, the first aim is improved protein content and quality, right? Improved protein content and quality. This is the first aim of biofortification, right? Because you are already knowing the importance of protein for regular functioning of the body. Second is oil content and quality, right? This is the second aim. Third one, vitamin content, right? And fourth one, mineral and micronutrient content, right? This should get improved, right? Now we have already achieved success in this in the year 2000 maize hybrid which is made has higher amount of or twice amount of amino acids like tryptophan and lysine, right? Same way, an rice variety Atlas 66 having higher protein is used as donor to improve the varieties, right? Same way, iron fortified rice is also developed. Iron fortified rice which has 5 times higher iron content in the plant or in the rice. Now Indian Agricultural Research Institute IARI have improved certain vegetables in that vitamin A content increased, right? Vitamin C rich also content increased, like many plants have been developed, right? These have modified plants. There are certain examples also given in the textbook about the vegetables. So this is about the biofortification. Now we will discuss about the single cell protein. Okay. Still, if you see conventional plant or agriculture or plant breeding will be not able to fulfill the requirement and is not able to fulfill requirement as the population is keeping on increasing. So we should find an alternate source to fulfill the requirement of the people, and for that there is another method called as single cell protein, right? Now what is single cell protein? Don't get confused with the single cell. It is not only found in single celled organism but it is also found in multicellular. So remember this is a misnomerly people are getting confused that it is only seen in single celled, but it is not so. Single cell protein is protein or biomass rich in protein, right? Protein rich biomass which is used as feed or food, right? Which is used as feed or food. Now students, if you think about this will be going to solve many problems, because if you see, the conventional farming is not able to fulfill the requirement, even the plant breeding techniques are also not able to fulfill the requirement. So there is an alternate source. Now what are the benefits, right? This is also called as SCP, single cell protein. Now alternate examples for this is, let's say, blue green algae like spirulina. This produces single cell protein, also rich in carbohydrates, fats, all the characteristics. And the most important thing, that spirulina is grows on wastewater of potato processing plants, and it also develops on straw, molasses, even on sewage, then straw, molasses. So that means this is also going to reduce the pollution. With it, this is rich in protein, then it is also rich in carbohydrates, then in case of fats, the main thing is it has heavy metals as well as higher nucleotide content that must be removed. Even bacteria is also producing a high rich biomass in nutrients, like a bacteria called as Methylophilus methylotrophs. A bacteria called as Methylophilus methylotrophs. This bacteria produces high amount of protein. Approximately the amount of protein in case of it is 25 tons of proteins. 25 tons of protein. This is very high amount of protein which can fulfill the requirement of the people. So this is about the single cell protein. Now we will discuss about the tissue culture. Now students, talking about the tissue culture, to keep up the pace with the crop improvement, the technique which is developed is referred as the tissue culture technique. Now in this technique, what has been done? An explant means a part which is excised from the plant, right? A part which is removed from the plant, whether it can be cell, whether it can be organ, whether it can be tissue, is grown on a suitable medium in a sterile condition, and that medium is containing all the types of nutrients as well as plant growth regulators as well as the mineral contents also, which are essential for the growth. So explant is grown on suitable medium in sterile condition, right? Sterile condition. With this, plant growth regulators are also present. In test tube you can grow, right? And the capacity to regenerate the whole plant from a single cell is referred as totipotency. which is the peculiarity of the tissue culture method, that a part which is taken from that entire plant can be developed. So explant is grown on a suitable medium in test tube in a sterile condition, and in this suitable medium the nutrients, that is sucrose, is given as a carbon source, right? After that you can say minerals, vitamins are also provided. With it plant growth regulators like cytokinin and auxin. In auxin mainly 2,4-D dichlorophenoxyacetic acid is used, while in cytokinin it is benzyl aminopurine is generally used for the growth of the tissue or organ or cell. Okay students, so this is done in the test tube, and the capacity to regenerate is referred as totipotency. This was known in 1950s, and now more advancement has been done. Now this is a type of a method in which you can propagate large number of plant from few number of cells. If you are having approximately 100 cells, you can even develop 100 plants from it. That means, and all are having similar characteristic, as because the plants have been developed from same plant cells, right? So in this there will be no mixing of the characters, as the method is developed from a single cell itself, right? So there is no reproduction in this. Directly the cell is taken from that cell having a desired characteristics. You can develop another plant from that. You can take many cells and you can develop more number of plants. So this is a type of method in which we can do micro propagation, right? So this is the method. Now for example, let's say meristem culture, a type of tissue culture is referred as meristem culture. There are many: meristem culture, embryo culture, right? This we have already discussed in our regular videos. Now in case of meristem culture, meristematic cells are taken. Reason: if the plant is infected by the virus, these cells are not getting infected of virus because they are undergoing constant cell division. So this is very beneficial in case of a plant which is virus infected. This is grown on a suitable medium to get many plants which are similar to the virus infected plant but not having the infection of virus. So this is a beneficial process. Another one is somatic hybridization, right? If we talk about somatic hybridization, you know that a plant cell is having a cell wall, right? A plant cell is having a cell wall. So first of all, the cell walls are removed by the help of cellulases and pectinases, right? This digests the cell walls, cellulases and pectinases, right? And you are left with the protoplasm, that is cell membrane and nucleus and cytoplasm. This is protoplasm, right? Now this protoplasm is fused. They are made to get fused, right? When they are fused, you will get a hybrid having two nucleus or having one nucleus, because this is the dikaryon stage, means there are two nucleus, and then when the fusion of nucleus occurs, it results in the somatic hybrid, right? This is called as somatic hybrid, which is having the characteristic of both. This can contain the polyploid condition, that is 2n plus 2n results in 4n. Now this has been also already developed, that is the example is pomato, a fusion of two protoplasts, one of potato and another one of tomato, and that has been referred as pomato. But this method has not produced the economically important plants. Thank you.